From throwback tech in 1995 to new tech in 2025, it is Throwback Thursday. Shane Hewitt and the Night Shift. Chris Abel is here, our tech fella with all the new tech things. Before we get into that, eBay and you love collectibles. In fact, for those who can't see us right now on the radio, you have showed up more than once in full-on collectible attire, ready to go for the segments. You love collectibles.
I do, and tonight I've got a very special one. I'm wearing an interesting cap on my head. It's from Back to the Future Part 2, and is the holographic cap that Marty McFly Jr. wears on the movie. And it's kind of interesting because it's meant to look like it's a hologram that you're wearing on your head. The way that it's done is using lenticular surfacing on it. So this cap that I'm wearing on my head, in a shiny, bright room, the colors shift and move constantly as you're walking around. It looks really high tech. It's low tech. It's lenticular surfacing. But and that is what I like. It represents the future and a nice little visual trick that the guys who made the props for the movie came up with.
How dangerous is the foxhole that is eBay for you with your collectibles?
eBay, well, is not as hard for me as say Etsy, because I find a lot of the people that I'm going after, the artisans, the people who make stuff in their workshops and stuff, they tend to prefer Etsy over eBay. eBay can be a shifty place where you're meeting a lot of people and you're not even sure who they are. So I find with some of the other marketplaces, Etsy in particular, I can find out who that person is. I know who I'm buying from. Whereas with eBay, that can be a little shifty. That can be a little hard.
I agree. I think Etsy's fantastic when you want to support a little artisan shop, whatever. I bought some stamps recently for my business, so I could stamp envelopes, and they came from Nova Scotia, and they were communicative, and it was great. So to your point, I think it's a great place to go and buy cool things. It's awesome. All right, eBay 1995 for Throwback Thursday. Fast forward to tech from today. Chat GPT getting controls in it. Chris, what's going on?
Woo. Okay, so they're going to introduce parental controls within the next month. OpenAI says, look, in the next month, parents are going to have three really interesting options. One is you're going to be able to take a look at the kind of topics and interactions that ChatGPT can have with your kids, and you can kind of pick and choose from those. The second is that you can choose how those conversations are going to be saved and recorded for later archiving. But the third and most important is they're adding a system of notifications where by connecting your account to your kids' accounts, you'll now get a notification whenever a topic of concern pops up and your kids are talking to them about those kinds of issues. This is really a major concern because there's been a number of tragic instances lately. There's a couple out in California whose son, Matthew Rain, unfortunately has taken his life. And it comes out of a conversation with ChatGPT. He's just 16 years old. He started to use the AI for work with school, and then started chat with ChatGPT about different methods of suicide. Now, OpenAI says they have programmed the software so that whenever there is a moment like that, the software is supposed to interfere and redirect the user to, health services. It didn't do that. Instead, it continued the conversation. It was very supportive, and it got to the point where if you look it up, I'm not going to read it on air, but the last interactions between Matthew and the AI is just absolutely chilling. And it's haunting to know that he took his life shortly after. They are now suing OpenAI for wrongful death. And so there's been a number of cases like this. So it's just, there's no coincidence that OpenAI is now saying, in the next month, we're going to have all these parental controls. Yeah, I guess you better.
Yeah, well, and they better fix it quick. Maybe the benefit of AI is that they should be able to change these things pretty quickly. If that's the case, it's unfortunate and dreadful. At the same time, the only thing that can be done at this point is to correct and to fix it and be held accountable. So I hope that absolutely comes out of that story. Tough story, but a good one for parents to hear. Mm-hmm. I like the idea that if it drops an alert, right? By the way, this conversation is now happening with your kids, but you have to hope that the kids are not signing up for free accounts that they're not logged into and so on.
And I will say that if you're looking to avoid AI, especially for teenagers looking for help with schoolwork, which I do recommend you don't use AI, I recommend instead use a website called Khan Academy, KHAN academy.org. This is a free service with tutoring in some of the hardest topics out there from very young ages all the way up to college. You're talking about math, you're talking about science. So go there You'll get a lot of help with your schoolwork from real live human beings. And this is a service that's been highly recommended, been supported by NASA, by Bill Gates. Really, really great accolades for it. KhanAcademy.org.
If you are in a conversation, AI or otherwise, and struggling with that, the number is 988 phone it, and direction help and so much more can be had with the mental health hotline at 988 in Canada. So let's hope that this gets adjusted and held accountable in the right way. Shane Hewitt in the night shift. Google, new phones.
Yes.
Is it good? Is it worth it?
So the Pixel 10 Pro is the one of the new Pixel smartphones that just came out that I've had a chance to be testing out for the past week or so. And I have to say, I actually really like this one. So I think Google's done a fantastic job in just achieving a balance and giving you features that are actually worthwhile to have. So I mean, it sells for $1,349. It's got a longer battery life, 30 hours. It's got a brighter display. It has 3 cameras in the back. And usually I think, well, you're probably going to use one of those cameras. But no, 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 no. There's one camera for ultra wide shots. You can get everybody in for the group photo. Another camera that's for telephoto lens. And with AI, it can go to 100 times, zooms all the way in. Very, very useful. And then the third camera, of course, for portrait. Plus, they've added the thermometer to the phone this year. And they've got approval for you to use it for medical usage. So everything I've seen with this and just the look and the feel of the phone. You've got this satin metal finish, very beautiful. I had the jade colored phone, which is a really nice kind of green, but there's also moonstone. I highly recommend that. All in all, I've been playing with it for over a week and I'm really impressed. So I think Google, of the years, this has been a standout year for them in terms of the Pixels, the 10th year, Pixel 10 Pro.
Okay, well, if it has a thermometer in it, I don't want to know how they're taking your temperature. We Oh, that's terrible.
You point the sensor at your forehead, apparently.
Oh, thank God. Phew.
Yes.
It is Throwback Thursday, so maybe that's why my brain went there. Okay, Chris, a couple of minutes. Lego, the most important of all of the conversations ever. Lego is part of your program today. You love the Lego.
I do love the Lego, and I know everybody in tech loves the Lego. There was an inventor of the new bionic hands that are very popular right now for people who need such appendages. And they were asking him, what started you off in technology? And he was like, Lego. And Lego was the sort of the introduction there. And I've heard that a lot. So the big change for Lego right now in Canada, Lego has a program called Pick a Brick. They want you to build the sets with the instructions that they give you, but afterwards take it apart and make your own creations. And of course, there's going to be bricks you wish you had. So Lego has a program you can go to called Pick a Brick. You can pick any brick from their catalog and custom order it. 10 cents for this brick, 30 cents for that brick, any of the special bricks that you normally couldn't get. So you don't have to go out and buy another $100 set to get more Lego pieces. You can specifically get the ones you want. And up until now, you didn't have to pay anything extra for that under the tariffs. But that has changed. Donald Trump's, his administration has removed the de minimis clause that was allowing for an exception for any imports under $800. They've now removed that. And so sadly, all those Lego pieces coming from Denmark have been hit hard. Lego Canada has now had to put that program on pause as they work to try to find a solution. But for all the big Lego fans who want to do specialty builds and such like that, guess what? Your plans are going to be on pause as well until they sort this out.
Well, secondary market on eBay. Maybe that's where you're going to buy your Lego bricks these days to get the ones that you want. Real Chris Abel, KRISABEL, online, all of the socials and so much more. You can connect with Chris, see his fancy Martin McFly hat, and all of those things. Thanks for being here, brother. Great to see you.
All right. Take care, guys. See you next week.